I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this 610th episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Looking good in the last few days of the studio, man. I've been doing all kinds of things. I tore out all of this stuff, got rid of all my toys and my little knickknacks and things that used to be up here. That's all gone. I know you can't really see it. This looks like total chaos like it always has, but back here I've been moving a lot of things. Back that way I've been moving a lot of things. Man, ladies and gentlemen, we are counting it down. It's slowly emptying out in here. I've been saying, like, I ignorantly, when I told Kate about all of this, about the big studio move, I told her that I thought that we would be up and running in the new studio by like the 6th of February. That is hilarious. So yeah, that's not obviously that's came and gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're probably a week away, maybe week and a half from what will probably be our last show here. February 6th, 2027. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. We are probably about a week away from our last episode here at the Lighthouse Studio, the world's only upstairs basement. The only upstairs basement. So, hey, that's going to be sad, but it's going to open up a whole brand new door. And I got to tell you, I cannot wait for you guys to see what we're doing to the studio. I cannot wait for you guys to see. Look, it doesn't really mean anything. The content is what matters. But I have to say, it's good to have a little bit of ambiance, things for you guys to go like, ooh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Where's that road on that map lead to? What's going on with that What's going on with that Cincinnati Reds cap? Where did that come from? Who did what there? What's going on there? What you've done to the studio, I just throw ideas at you and give you more ways to spend money. Yeah. That's that's hilarious. I got to tell you guys, I am the world's. It's weird because I'm the world's worst person to keep like secrets. Okay. Like I hate keeping like when I buy somebody a gift, if I buy you a gift, it's never I'm never going to make it to your birthday. I'm never going to make it to Christmas. I'm going to tell you what it is long before that ever gets here. And so I'm very bad about that. That's just kind of runs in the Bilbrey genes. My dad was bad about that. I think my grandparents are kind of bad about that. It is what it is. But I have a couple of things that I cannot wait for you people to see, and it's going to be so great. And I'm doing my very best to not tell people. So I'm not going to do that. Let's say that. Rachel said, will your grandmother's coloring papers still be in the background? They're not going to be like this, but they will be there. They will be there for you guys to see. Will Dan or Randy? I'm kind of shooting for Sproles. Kind of shooting at Sproles to be the first live guest. So we're gonna see. I will offer that up to anybody. Hey, before we get started, and let me tell you, I normally say that and then I talk for a really long time about other stuff. There's not going to be any real start to tonight's show. The name of the show tonight it's the 610th episode. It is Monday-Funday, free for all chat. The description for this show this evening was basically it is as you see. The show says, host Kristopher H. Bilbrey has just about had all the studio moving he can handle. Not to mention it's happening right in the middle of the kickoff of the 2026 election season, as well as during what is shaping up to be a busier than usual end of the winter period, politically speaking. Generally, this time of year, things really aren't kicking off too crazy in all of the various local areas that we follow. And normally it's kind of more a state thing because of the General Assembly, and then obviously a national political season. But we are having a busier than usual governmental season in Madison County, Delaware County, Henry County. So there's a lot of things going on, and I'm telling you what, I'm just, everybody says you're burning the candle at both ends. I am splitting atoms with my candle. And so it's all just a bit too much, and that's why this 610th episode is a free association show, a Monday-Funday, free for all chat. But don't worry, we will cover a few political and governmental odds and ends to make everybody happy. And I know that you're all going to be happy. The biggest thing that we have to make someone happy would probably be for Mr. Randy Coward, candidate running for sheriff of Henry County. Let me see here. Whoops. Oh yes, we've got a big surprise for him here. Give me just 1 second. We're gonna get this up here rolling for him. So I want to make sure. I I'm off screen right at the moment, so I know I cannot see anything that's being said if he's talking. I'll be on there in just a second so I can see. But I know that he was in there and he was running a suck before I got off screen. And so I will take this time while I am not on screen to tell him, like I always do, that he has this opportunity, if he so chooses. It's gonna be a Monday-Funday night. We have really nothing going on this evening, so Randy would be more than welcome to come on. He could pop on and talk to the audience and let them know why he is the best choice for sheriff of Henry County. And he could pop on and let the citizens know why he should get their vote. I'm assuming he won't, and we've put together this little piece here for him so he can use for his door hangers. And I assume that this will be the art that will be going around for Mr. Randy Coward. But we've got Randy Coward, candidate for sheriff of Henry County. This is Randy Tweedledum Coward. Randy Coward. There are people out there that like his the moniker Potato. Randy Potato Coward. So whatever you guys want to choose to call him, but here is the political spotlight moniker, our caricature, I guess. The moniker is the name. Here's the caricature of him. It's more like a pretty right likeness, honestly. But here he was being big and important, speaking. They called him to speak, solely him. They needed his input to speak at the State House and to put them on the right path. And then he had some important meetings that he needed to attend after doing that very important meeting at the State House. Wink, wink. I think it was a yellow belt convention. It was a yellow belt convention down at the State House that day. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to it. I've got a couple things I'm going to talk about here. Just kind of have a fun evening. If you guys want to give, how childish. I am much more of a man. I argue like a 13-year-old girl with my candidate opponent in the comments of my Facebook page. Mom, will you twiddle my hair and paint my nails? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still waiting for the final few zip drives from the Henry County Sheriff's Department. I went down last Tuesday and went through everything and looked and then sent out the message of what I wanted. So hopefully, I was hoping we would have them Friday. It'll probably be, I'm hoping for tomorrow. So, if you're a praying individual, you might pray that we get it done. And so we'll see what happens. So Danny says, is your screen supposed to be black? Yeah, it has in the past. I'll tell you what, I went back and I looked at some old videos that we had done, and I didn't use the border. And I'm thinking for the new studio, when we transfer over to Mud Creek, we're probably going to use use the blacked out thing. We'll probably put the political spotlight there on the thing, and we'll probably do this here and see what goes on. We're just going to be this is a time of transition here, folks. So we're going to be transitioning together. But I appreciate you noticing. I'm happy that people notice things like that. Something that I want to talk about before we get into a few other odds and ends, and before we talk about Muncie and Henry County. Like I said, we're awaiting the final flash drives, and we will go over that, and I cannot wait to go over that. Please, please, please pray now harder than ever if you are a believer prayer for the Nicholas Gawley family, for his loved ones, those that are close to him. In the last couple of days, the next few days, they're going to be really needing our thoughts and prayers as they are, approaching wherever we are in the world, whatever's going to be going on there. And pray that God's will be done, whatever that might be, and that they have the strength to face whatever that might be. And so we'll cover all of that and bring as much of the information to you and give you as much commentary on that as possible. Something that I just have absolutely been totally neglectful to cover. It just absolutely shocks me. I have had this marked down on my show notes for the last, I think, 2 or 3 episodes. Last Thursday, I think Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday. I can't remember. Things are starting to run together. Something that we have not discussed, and I'm just shocked that I let this get away from me. I feel like we need to talk about this. I want to tell you what my thoughts are on what's happening, and give you an opportunity to express your thoughts and explain, maybe give everybody a chance to vent, I guess. So this was 6 days ago. Six days ago. Okay. Let's see here. The one and only time I'm going to comment this to you, Randy, is, sir, the sheriff is completely ignorant, and we have been engaged in lawsuits with him. I will tell you 1,000% right now that what you have put there in the comment field is 1,000% slanderous. And I know what you're doing. It's libelous because you're writing it. You're copying something that the sheriff has written. The sheriff is on notice of a defamation lawsuit. And I'm just letting you know right now, aside from all of your, I'm building the cases and I'm doing this, I will give you the opportunity to retract what you have said there, because that is absolutely a false statement. And I'm letting you know that you now, sir, are on notice, and because what you have put in the comments there is an inaccuracy. It is libel. It is defamation. And if you're not careful, before you're ever even elected, you're going to find your dumb ass in a courtroom in a lawsuit against myself. And I am currently 3-0 winning. And I promise you, It will not be a case that we will settle. I will go forward, and I will attempt to take everything that you have. So I'm because you and I haven't had this discussion, I want to be very clear and be very, very, very upfront with you. I will give you the opportunity, because I know you don't know better and you're just copying something that another dumbass says. But I am giving you the opportunity and letting you know that that is a false statement, a false claim. And so I want to let you know, walk very carefully from this point forward with making false claims, because unlike anyone else you deal with, I am deadly serious. So just FYI, be very careful. So, and govern yourself accordingly. Maybe think that I'm joking and test me. I don't know what to do. That's the only other thing I can tell you. So, I don't know. Just don't get yourself caught up in playing a big boy game because you're seeing idiots saying and doing things that's going to get themselves in trouble. I would be very, very cautious yourself. So, okay. Moving on back to this situation with that I was going to. I can't believe I didn't talk about this 6 days ago, but we have to talk about Louis Galligan. Everybody has discussed this. This has been posted about. It's been talked about. And there are a lot of things that are being said that are true. There are a lot of things that are being said that are not true. But we haven't talked about this. And it's just been because there's been so much going on that we have not addressed this. And it's not because I'm like happy with what happened or whatever. We got busy. So I'm going to put this article up here on the page and let you guys see. This is from the Star Press, and I'm going to make this big enough so you guys can see it here. Okay. Just letting you know, Randy, matter of fact, I'm not going to communicate with you again. The chief that would have quote unquote been there during that time isn't the chief that's there now. The chief that would have been there quote unquote during that time is deceased, and I don't owe you a damn thing. What I will tell you is I will explain it to you when we're in court and I'm taking things from you. So remind yourself that I owe you nothing and you owe everything. And I'm just letting you know, push this button and continue walking down this dumbass path, and you will find yourself in a serious legal world of hurt. So I'm just letting you know, you need to be, he's not better than, he's not better than Sproles in any way. They're two sides of the same ignorant coin. Absolutely two sides of the same ignorant coin. It couldn't become any more comical that this would be a situation when you'd have this setup happen, where you'd have these two people running against each other, and it's like seriously looking in the mirror. So no, and I know you don't live in Henry County, but for the people that do, and there are a ton of them that are here this evening, yeah, I don't have to look. You guys live down there with him. I don't have to explain him to you. You know what it is. Okay, so here, ladies and gentlemen, is the article. This is from the Star Press, and this is Winchester man strikes deal, pleads guilty to human sexual trafficking. The deal calls for Galligan to receive a 9-year sentence A sentence hearing is tentatively set for April 2nd. Investigators in 2024 said they learned Galligan had been getting juvenile males to send him pornographic photos and videos. Winchester, Indiana. Winchester man has pled guilty to 2 counts of promotion of human sexual trafficking after striking a deal with prosecutors. Under the terms of the plea agreement, which Special Judge Nick Berry took under advisement, Louis David Galligan, 22, also pled guilty to 2 counts of possession of child pornography and making an unlawful proposition. The deal calls for Galligan to receive a 9-year sentence. A sentencing hearing is tentatively set for April 2nd. At the time of his January 2024 arrest, Randolph County deputies said Galligan had threatened to come to Ridgeville with an assault rifle and shoot someone. Investigators said they had also learned Galligan had been getting juvenile males to send him pornographic photos and videos. He was also accused of engaging in sex acts with one juvenile male and an attempted sex act with a second youth. After he was charged with related crimes in January of 2024, Galligan posted bond at the Randolph County Jail, and then allegedly, I don't know why they say and allegedly, it wasn't allegedly, he fled to England where he was, listen to this is hilarious, where he allegedly fled to England where he was recaptured. Amazing to me. We think he might have flew to England. We got no proof of that, but now he was recaptured in England, so we know he was in England. We know he was recaptured there, but it's only allegedly that he flew there. The Winchester man was convicted of false informing in J Superior Court in January 2023. In that case, he was accused of calling emergency dispatchers in Jay County and falsely reporting that men with guns were engaged in a fight while outside a Portland motel. So there's basically just nothing here. Nothing here. There's no there. So now to kick up here and look at my case, we will look here at my case. Let me pull up Galligan. Yeah, I think they were honestly just trying to get it over with. They're trying to just get it done. I don't know. It's just really sad. It's really sad to see this coming from the Randolph County criminal justice system, from the prosecutor's office there, and just I don't know. I really, 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 really hate to see how this has unfolded. Going to my case, it looks like, let's see here. We'll jump down to, okay. Let's see. All right. So he was scheduled for he had a hearing on a final pretrial hearing on February 9th. That was canceled. Reason agreed resolution. State of Indiana appears by David Dowley. Jason Huxhold, adult probation officer and defendant, appears in person, being produced by the sheriff of Randolph County and with counsel James Fry. I didn't know that James Fry was his attorney. That's I'm really shocked that this is what happened. I'm really shocked that this was the result of the suit. Yeah, well, but it's just so weird. Why didn't they have him a better attorney all the way around? That's a very weird. The hell is going on here? Now I can't hardly ever get this stuff to do the right thing. There we go. So James Fry was his attorney. Change of plea hearing held and concluded. Court schedules a sentencing hearing for April 2nd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. Court directs probation department to prepare and submit the pre-sentence investigation report. Let's see here. Then they have the scheduled hearing set for April 2nd. I'm going to have to go to that. So did it say in that article? I'm hearing, the deal calls for Galligan to receive a 9-year sentence. A sentencing hearing is tentatively set for April 2nd. And now here's what everybody is up in arms about. Everybody is aware of what happened to Brock. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what's going on with Brock. And unfortunately, Galligan wasn't really charged in any way. There was nothing that really that could tie Galligan in the way in this situation to Brock. I wish they would have investigated and pushed it further. I think they could have. There wasn't. They didn't have anything that they went forward on. I wish that they would have worked the investigation harder, and I feel like they could have tied the situation with Brock to Galligan. And the fact that they didn't is a really serious miscarriage of justice here. And so that's sad. So when everybody says, thank you very much, Nick, and hey, Nick's a good dude too. That's a square dude right there. This is just very sad for the family. It's sad because there were more victims. And I'll tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that there are individuals who were other victims of Galligan and that they didn't want to testify. They didn't want to testify, and that's I can see both sides to that. I can see both sides to it. I understand where they're coming from because when these things happen to them, it's been a couple of years. They were younger guys in high school, graduating, moving on to college, moving on with their lives, becoming young adults, and they just, unfortunately, it drug on for so long that I just feel like they were like, we're past it. And so I can get where they're coming from, and I respect where they're coming from, while at the same time, I believe that they should have, they owed a little bit to their classmate and to each other And I just feel like police work in this situation was lacking. And I don't mean to say that to belittle any of the police officers involved. I say that because I think that they had this case that they were working, and then very quickly Lewis takes off and goes across the pond to England and is over there, taking tea with the royal family or whatever it was he was doing. And I think they thought he's never coming back. It's we don't have to worry about this. I actually heard from a couple of law enforcement officers who said that they hoped he came back. Or they hoped he did not come back. They hoped he did not come back. They hoped that he was not found, because if that happened, then they just wouldn't have to deal with this. And I guess I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but there's no closure for the family when that happens. They don't have they need this criminal justice aspect for them to be able to get some closure. Unfortunately, it's because they, because of what he was given, 9 years, he's going to do what? 4 years, depending on what's going on with good behavior, how much he's been in there while he's been waiting for this to happen. I don't know how much closure this thing brought them. And so my heart goes out to the family. My heart goes out to the parents, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles, and the brothers and sisters, all of the family, to the young man that lost his life as a result of this monster and this nonsense. My heart goes out to the victims that chose to not participate in this case. Okay. Because I think that will bother them at some point. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, but I feel like they're gonna deal with this in some way for the rest of their lives. So my heart goes out with them. And the criminal justice folks, the folks that were involved with the criminal justice system here, because I think that this was a serious letdown. And I think that the people of Randolph County really need to ask themselves what's going on in their county. Okay. What's going on in their area? They have a serious issue with this type of crime over there. And they have a chance this election to elect sheriff candidate. They have a chance to elect the prosecutor. They have a chance to elect a judge. And the citizens of Henry County really need to look at what's going on, what's been going on, and decide very carefully. I will tell you, I'm not sure who I'm supporting, which way I'm going as far as sheriff in Randolph County. And I don't know what my thoughts are as far as prosecutor, but I will tell you that in the judge race in Randolph County, I am fully supporting one candidate, and that candidate is Trevor Okerson. Trevor Okerson is an attorney. I don't know how long he's been an attorney for. He's my ex-brother-in-law, and he has a lot of great experience being an attorney. He's been in a lot of different areas of law. He's practiced civil law. He's worked in the criminal justice side as a public defender. He's worked in children in needs of service type CPS cases. And so he I think out of the candidates that are running, he has the most qualified background to serve as a judge. Randolph County really needs their next couple of years worth of criminal justice to really step up to the plate and change things. As far as the judges go, there's been some serious issues. There's some serious questions about what's going on within the prosecutor's office, and I think the sheriff's department needs to be bolstered a little bit, and they need to get real serious, because there is a serious. Let me ask you, Kate, you live there. Just in your opinion, is it just like, does it seem like there's an overabundance of sex type related crimes over there? Or as a citizen, do you believe, I mean, is it what we're seeing, or do you, I mean, is that just like something that's not really there, or do you think that there's a serious issue over there?
I think there's something going on here. I mean, you get the headlines like the teacher, and Galligan's made headlines. But if you get in and you look at just recent arrests, not everything gets a headline.
Mm-hmm.
So you go down through the mug shots and you see what people are picked up for. There's a lot of sex crimes over here.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either.
I don't know if it's because, and here's what's weird. It's not like, it would be one thing if it were like a whole bunch of these people from, like, they were coming from like Ohio and they were coming just over the line and maybe Michigan or whatever. But it's not. It's a lot of people from Randolph County, like people who live there. And It's just so strange.
I don't understand.
I was talking to the sheriff.
We've had a lot of headlines because of the schools in the last few years, male and female, who've been accused. And then, as I said, if you just look at the recent arrests. Lots of drugs, lots of sex crimes.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was talking to the sheriff of Randolph County a while back, and I was like, if you go and you look, because Randolph County's not that big, the jail's not that big, the sheriff's department's not that big.
25,000 people here is our population, right around that.
Yeah, and if you look at the number, and if you look at the number of arrestees in the jail at any one time, the people that are in there for sex-related crimes are like double or triple that of like Delaware County or Madison County, and that's just so crazy to me. I don't understand it. It's so weird.
Well, we've had what in the last 6 months? How many cases have hit headlines?
Over 8, 9, 10. I was gonna look. Randolph County.
Well, we got the teacher, Galligan. Those are recent.
Josh.
He's not the past 6 months.
Oh. Okay.
Past 6 months.
Oh, past 6 months.
That kid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
I'm getting where
Starts
is
with
the
an S? Sulik?
Sulik.
Sulik.
Yep.
Castle Lords over here. Antrim.
Yep. Plank.
Plank. I mean, it's just.
I'm trying to find jail inmate information. I'm trying to find out where do they show it?
Oh, you have to. It's like .in.gov or something. You have to.
Randolph County.
Randolph County, Indiana, recent arrests.
Indiana recent arrests. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's an in.gov page. Battery, possession. OW.
Warrant: failure to register as a sex offender. 1. Failure to register. 2. Okay, so we've got Charles Franks.
Yeah, that name comes up again and again.
David Jones. Okay. Let's see here. And some of them where they're saying like warrant or failure to appear, probation violation, we don't know what exactly, that could be for. You're not really sure.
Domestic battery.
Yeah. It's a whole bunch of crimes that are like related to like that type of deal. I'm gonna have to go down. I don't know. Maybe we could poll. I could go through the clerk's office and poll. Like, I would be interested to poll like the last three years or 4 years of arrests or folks charged, criminal confinement in Randolph County. A lot of possession of child pornography. A lot of people that are trying to hook up with minors, like those things where they try to hook up with them, maybe online. A lot of people giving minor consumption, giving kids substances and things like that. That's a big thing that's going on over there. And then just a lot of molestation, a lot of rape. I mean, just horrible topics, but a lot of that stuff. So I'll have to go through and pull this. I think I'd be interested to see what exactly the numbers are there, and maybe over the last couple of years, and see what that is. But I just wanted your opinion. You live over there, and to me, just seeing, every time I see it, it's like it's something that, hits in my brain. So I'm like, okay, but maybe it's not really like that. But I figured I would ask. I always thought it was weird when I lived over there. I always thought it seemed that way, but
I don't know. It always seems like it's an awful lot to me. But.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Okay, so what really bothers me is how much of this was hushed up by higher up people. That's exactly right. And that's the issue, is you have all of these things and they're given such low low sentences. They're given smacks on the hand. They're given, home detention, and it's like, okay, they're on the registry, but they've been given. How many people are registered or are arrested over there for the same thing, over and over and over? It's like, putting them on the registry is not doing it. Okay, that's not doing it. So, we'll take a look, maybe see how many there are versus what the punishments are. This could be an interesting thing to take a look at and see. Maybe I'll see if I can get Dave to help me before he's out of office over there, and see what goes on. Oh God. Well, I was talking to somebody. Earlier, and I was like, hopefully he gets out of jail whenever that is at the end of his 9 years, and he flies back to England and never comes back. That would be fantastic. And it's not like, I want him over there violating those people, but I sure as hell would rather him be there than violating our people. So it is what it is. I licked a 9-volt once and was charged with battery. Now that is a Joe joke. That's also Joe and Brandon are very similar with their funnies. I like it, Brandon. By the way. Okay. So that's that. I was very disappointed. I felt like he deserved more time. I felt like the investigation deserved more investigation. I felt like he deserved more serious charges. All the way around, I was disappointed with what happened with that, but it is what it is. We will talk more in the future about the candidates over there. I still haven't went through those candidates. When we go through those, I will talk about, who I'm supporting, who I don't support, or what my thoughts are. But I will tell you straight off the bat, Trevor Okerson is the candidate that I am supporting for judge. Now, and I'm going to just say it. I'm just going to say it straight out of the gate. He's a Democrat, and he's going to have an uphill battle. It's not. It is what it is. He's just going to be an uphill battle. But the judges are not supposed to be political. It shouldn't be a political situation. And when you talk about experience, Trevor is the most qualified. Absolutely. So, all right. We'll move on from there. Let me see here. What else have we got to talk about? Let me pull this up. The traction for the Muncie City Council. There's been a lot of topics that have been really getting traction. We have a Muncie City Council meeting coming up. It is the 23rd, so a week from tonight. I talked to you at the end of last show, or maybe Wednesday, about how I had sent an email to the council president, and he had finally responded on my second email to him, and he wanted me to email him back a third time, and I did, but I didn't email him what he wanted. I just emailed and said, no, I want you to call me. And he's not called me. I have not heard from him. And I'm going down here really briefly to see if he's happened to, let me do it like this. Let me check it like this. District 1. Do we have a response? I do not have a response from Jeff. And so, yeah, he's not responded back. He's not called me. So I'm going to have to address that with him on Monday the 2nd when we're there. I will have to bring it up at the podium. I hope I'll be given a chance to speak to him either before the meeting or after the meeting or during a break, because that needs to happen. I'm going to continue pushing politely and kind of breaking away at his exterior or whatever until he finally breaks down and does what a counselor should do, until he behaves the way that a counselor should behave. So that's happening there. But besides that, as I stated at the council meeting Monday, there are a lot of things that I think will make it once again another long meeting. So for everybody that's watching, for everybody that will be watching the meeting on Monday and waiting for a show, just know that if we go that long, if we go as long or longer than we did last time, we probably won't have a show Monday the 2nd because of just what happened last time. That being said, I'm begging citizens to show up. If you live in Muncie, come out and speak. Even if you choose not to speak, even if you don't wish to express your thoughts, if you're afraid to do it, you're not good at speaking, you can show up. And what I always advise people to do is, if you're in the crowd and somebody is speaking and you believe what the people are saying, if you believe that if you feel strongly about what the person at the podium is saying, stand up with them and stand in solidarity with the conservative asking them to do the right. Stand with the progressive that's asking them to do the right thing. Stand with your fellow Muncie, Delaware County, Indiana, American citizens who are standing in this meeting and asking the council to do the right thing. Okay. So it is truly amazing how mindless, how how ignorant, jealous, childlike people can be. It's truly a fascinating thing. It's like it's like watching an explosion happen, and knowing that the explosion is going to occur, and there's nothing that you can do, and it just goes, and it just is destructive, not to literally anybody but their own self. And it's like comical, it's like befuddling, and it's just, I can't explain it. I will never be able to explain it. But it provides for a level of comedy. But no, getting back to the council meeting, we have to stand, we have to speak, and I'm hoping that it will be another hour and a half, 2 hours. What I said was the meeting in January was an hour. The meeting in February was about 3 hours. I would like to double it. If that's the way they're going to play, because we have that right. And I think what's going to happen is when we're speaking, because I know I've heard it from Tim's mouth, Tim, the Republican Party chairman, and we know that he is counseling Jeff Green. We know that he's counseling Dale Basham. We know that they want to streamline these meetings. They want them to be an hour. They want them to be an hour and a half. They don't want people to be repeating themselves. So I have a strong suspicion that if citizens show up again to express their disappointment in the council, that when they get to a certain point, they're going to attempt to stop people from speaking. They're going to attempt to limit people. I just feel it. Matter of fact, when we were there last time in the February meeting, after each person spoke, I honestly thought, okay, this is where Jeff's going to say it. He's going to say, okay, everybody raise your hand if you're disappointed about the rules. Okay, we see you. You've been heard. And I'm telling you, if you show up to the Muncie City Council meeting and that happens, do not go for it. Don't do that. Stand and say, no, we want to be heard. We're going to be heard. And I am going to redress you, my government, here tonight because I have the First Amendment right to do so. Yeah, Eric, absolutely. I feel like that's coming because you can hear it. You can hear them sighing. You can hear them. Hey, nephew, you're absolutely right, bro. That's exactly what they think. It's crazy. Don't let them bully you. You know that you don't have to give your address. You don't have to give your name if you don't want. You can sign up with an X. Sign up. You can draw a picture of a dog. Just do what you feel. If you want to give your name, if you feel like doing that, that's fine. I just wish people wouldn't. So that's that. But that's just the first public comments right there at the beginning where they wanted them before any business gets taken care of. Hell, we get to the business and that part's going to be interesting in and of itself because we have Ordinance 6-26, which is the Dale Basham ordinance, the Dan Ridenour, Shireen Wegley ordinance, the transparency, meaning that an ordinance that Nora pushed forward for the third time now, where she is basically stating that only the council or council attorney or city attorney can file ordinances and resolutions. They don't just have anybody willy-nilly going and doing it. Now, that does not stop, as I've told everybody, that does not stop you or I from putting an ordinance forward. We just have to get a counselor to be willing to do that, which is not really any different from what it's been in the past. It's just, it just shores it up a little bit. But in order for that to be heard, this is very important. In order for that to be heard, it has to be a unanimous vote of the council to vote to have it discussed. I don't know where I am with this. I don't know if I think that they're going to just do it to have it done and have the discussion, or if they're going to kill it. What do you think about that, Kate? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. You think they're gonna let it be heard, or you think they're not gonna let it be heard? She thinks they're not gonna let it be heard. And I know that there's a lot of people in the comments that feel the same way. I Stumblefoot. I feel like it I don't know. I'm not in a position where I can give them any benefit of the doubt. I will never give them a benefit of the doubt. They've ruined that. This grouping of people has ruined me on that. I was going through and looking at some old video, some old scraps of video and crap that we've never put out, crap that we put out on some of the older channels, but then we brought them over here, but we never put them up. And I was going through and deleting some of that and taking some bits and pieces that I thought might put out as something later on. And I went through a video where I watched a part of the Muncie City Council where Jeff Robinson led the meeting. And you had Troy Ingram and Jeff Robinson and all of them. Well, and it was just so much more professional. I wondered, I could see what you were doing there, Liz. I could see what you're doing. I wondered, I didn't even see that you were on Facebook. That's always a problem. I want to let everybody know that if you're here and you're watching and you're communicating and you're in Facebook, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. I want you to be here and we welcome you. And if you're watching on Facebook, I love it. That's great. Just know that if you're someone that watches and you like to communicate, you might want to switch to the YouTube platform because that's where a majority of the people that are watching communicate on YouTube. So if you're ever in that situation, if you need help getting there, I will do what I can to help you. We'll try to get you there, do what we got to do. But yeah, that's where you want to be. So that's that. Thinking Spring. That's a defeated attitude. There's a lot more of us than there are them. If everyone sticks together, keeps her cool, we can win. Yeah, no, listen, I understand it. And I'm not defeated. Well, so first and foremost, we're talking about a couple different things here. On the ordinance, first off, we're going to have to fight for them to even allow us to talk during that ordinance because it's technically a first read. And I feel like they should definitely allow public input for that, for all of the ordinance, like they always have. But that's one of the things that Jeff Green has changed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I am definitely going to voice my displeasure about that. Now, as far as sticking together, there's more of us. First of all, absolutely. And if we could get citizens, listen, I've been to council meetings before when there have been 1,400 people there. If there were 1,400 people there, absolutely, it'd be no issue. But very seldom does something like that happen. Now, last meeting, I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. Admiral. But like the answer says, now they've given us the platform to address council as a whole. Maybe over a month they don't change it back. That's a very good possibility. It was your response, Chris. You always want to press. No, it was the your response, Chris. You always want to press the envelope. Explain that a little bit. Yeah, I definitely do want to press the envelope because we need to press it back over the edge where we're not being violated. That's definitely there. I'm interested. I don't know exactly what. If you could explain to me a little bit more about what you're referring to there, I am interested. It was your response. You always want to press the envelope. I feel like yeah, I get it. It wasn't you that had. Okay, I get it. Well, listen, I have there's times I feel defeated too. Don't I mean I could very that comment could absolutely fit for me because I feel that because I don't give these current counselors much credit. They've not earned that. I mean, here's the deal. Let's not talk about anybody else other than just Jerry Dishman. Okay, remove what you think about Jerry. Remove if you like him or don't like him because he was a Democrat, and remove whether you like him or don't like him because he now thinks he's a Republican, even though he doesn't think he's a Republican and he's not a Republican. It's just a weird thing that he did, okay? Remove everything about that. Jerry has set up there for, I don't know if we're currently, yeah, right, Liz. I don't know if we're now in his 20 years. We're somewhere between 16 and 20 years of service. And one thing that I can say about Jerry is in the past, he has always been willing to fight for the employees to not let the administration, whoever it was, whether it was Democrats or Republicans, whether it was Dennis or Dan or Dan Cannon or McShirley or whoever's been in the administration, he's always fought for the employees and the citizens to not be pushed on by the administration. And I've always admired him, even though I don't like how he's ran the meetings and he's a goofball and he's kind of out of touch. I've always admired him for his backbone, for how he's stood up for, in his mind, the public, the little people. But then he became a trans Republican. He became a Republican, and listen, I'm going to tell you, I don't care about what they're saying. I don't care about what the bull crap is of we're coming home. I used to be a Republican. I thought I was a Republican. Whatever. That's all bullshit. Jerry is a Democrat. He's always been a Democrat. He is still a Democrat. He will be a Democrat until the day he dies. The reason Jerry left the Delaware County Democrat Party solely, he did not like Andrew Dale, and he did not like, and this is not, I'm just telling you what he said. Well, I'm just telling you Jerry's thoughts on this. Jerry, and this fits for both Jerry and Brandon. They did not like what they looked at as the far left progressive push for the local Democratic Party. They didn't like the push for all of the what they thought was the trans issues and all of this. And so because they didn't like the trans issues, they became trans Republicans, Democrats who felt that they were not any longer Democrats, but they are now Republicans. They became trans Republicans. And now, because they are in these new positions, Jerry has forgotten every bit of backbone that man used to have. He has not any ability to stand up and do what he used to do. I literally had to tell him. Jerry, man up. Dan can't get you. Tim can't get you. I've heard that he is not running for re-election. Now, people say that all the time, but I've heard from very, very good source that he is not running for re-election. So why he did what he did, why he couldn't have just been a Democrat and left the Democrat Party, I don't know why he couldn't have done that. But the fact that he now feels like he has to fall on his knees and take what Dan gives him is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's horrible. Wait, tell me, what are you disagreeing about, Liz? I'm interested in what you got to say there. I see what you're saying. I know that was the reason they were mad. I think there was another reason they didn't just leave the D's, but a reason they went to the R's. Okay. Maybe you don't want to say it he may not run for re-election to the council, and that's a very good possibility. That's a very good possibility. That's a very good possibility. Who knows? That would be interesting to see what goes on. I want to going back to Amber Bevan's comment. Why do people run? Kate gave you a great answer. Why do people run, swap from Democrat to Republican or vice versa? Really, in the state of Indiana, you don't have a lot of people going from Republican to Democrat. You have a lot of people going from Democrat to Republican because back in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, it was like it's supposed to be. There were a mixture. There were times when the Democrats would run and lead for 8, 10, 12 years. And then people would get pissed off and then they would vote some Republicans in. And then we would have a mixture. And then the Republicans would take over and they would lead for 4, 6 years, 8 years. And then the Democrats would take back over. But you'd always had this mixture. And Delaware County was a Republican county, but the city of Muncie was a Democrat town because of all of the factories and all of the little workers and all of that, around. And then all of that went away, and slowly but surely, Republican became the way of the day, and we now have a Republican super duper 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 majority. And now the only way to win is people think. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that. I think if people ran as who they were and really put out their honest to God message and worked it hard, there are Democrats that can win if they do, if they have, depending on what their message is. But that's what people do. They just say, oh, it's I can't win. There are everybody in office in Delaware County is a Republican. Everybody in office in Winchester is a Republican. Everybody in office in Madison County is a Republican. Henry County, it's a Republican. That's what it is. And people, even the Democrats, they don't poll Democrat ballots because there's no races. They all poll Republican ballots. So even the Democrats that aren't involved, they're just Democrat people, but they go vote on the local races, even the state races. They poll Republican primary because that's the only chance they get to vote. And it's crazy how many people here listening will show up. Our fearless leader handles. Oops, that got weird. And they can't. And then they can't run as D's. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly correct. Fearless leader handles himself well, and he has people there backing him. That's absolutely true. They all want to sit at the mayor's table for the Lincoln Day dinner. That's why they do it. Chris, you spelled it with a CH and a K. It don't matter. You don't know me. That's funny. Let's see here. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be Monday. So 1 week from tonight, Monday, March 2nd. Can't believe it's March 2nd already. Holy crap. Cannot believe it. So that'll be that. Madison County. There's some craziness going on. Will be going on. Nothing at the moment. There's some things going on with Catherine. I'll be pushing. Commissioners meeting is not commissioners. Council, city council meeting in the morning, and I'll be interested to see what goes on at this Delaware County Council meeting. I have the agenda. The agenda is out. For the Delaware County Council meeting. And Paula, the meeting next Monday is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is the meeting next Monday. The meeting tomorrow morning, the Delaware County Council, there have been some rumors that there might be some interesting things occurring at tomorrow's Delaware County Council meeting. I'm not 100% sure because it's not on the agenda. There's nothing. I don't see anything on the agenda. So time will tell what will go on there. Delaware County Council meeting agenda, call to order. This is at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Delaware County building. You know, the one downtown, the one that Dan wants to turn into a police station, the one that we're going to put drones on top of, whatever that's about. Agenda posted, approval of agenda, approval of the December 16th, 2025 council meeting minutes, approval of the January 6th special council meeting, approval of the January 27th special council meeting, transfer and appropriations agenda, motion to approve financial transfers and to amend the salary ordinance with like reductions, motion to receive backfiling report, ordinances and resolutions, appointments and committee reports, old business, new business, Purdue Extension update, Communications Center, Motorola radio proposal, elected officials and department heads, public comments. Members of the public who wish to speak at the council meeting will be asked to sign in and will be called upon in the order in which their names appear. Others who did not sign up will be called upon after all who have signed up have been given the opportunity to speak. You see how that is? Do you see how easy it is? Sign up if you choose. If you don't, that's fine. We'll call you up anyways at the end and we'll let everybody speak. It's not that damn hard, okay? Public comments may also be submitted electronically or in writing at County Council DIST, D-I-S-T, at co.delaware.in.us. If you want to send a text or an email, you can send it there. It's very easy. It's the expectation that all public comments will be cogent, concise, and respectful. And I don't know whose expectation that is. That's not my expectation. My expectation is you'll get what you get and you won't throw a fit. So that's how that goes. Comments from the council. Adjourn next regular meeting Tuesday, March 31st at 9 a.m. And then looky here. This is fairly new. Isn't this nice? William Hughes, District 2 President. William Hughes, okay. Jessica Piper at large. Jim Mokel, District 4. Dan Flanagan, District 1. Eugene Whitehead at large. Matt Kantz, District 3 President Pro Tem. Bradley Bookout at large. And full council, county council, dist, da-da-da-da-da. So there is the way that you can email all of them. And if you have anything to say to them, you should do that. That'll be that. That's pretty much it, folks. Been kind of a weird show. Just had a bunch of babbling to do. I'm kind of at the end of my rope. We got moving going on. We got chaos happening. We've got peckernats running around the comments, and so it's been kind of a topsy-turvy episode. But we're gonna get into the new digs, and everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, and we will go from there. I will tell you this, and I will put this forward because I want to make sure that you guys know this before we leave. This is very, 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 very important. This is very important to me. I appreciate you saying that, Admiral. This is very important to me, folks. Let me get this up here. It's this week. This week is the week. If you're interested in participating in the contest, we've already received 2 or 3 people of interest. But we need more than that. So please, if you're out there, Alva, I'm calling on you. Anybody out there can do this. Here it is. I'm going to tell it to you again. If you're interested in being part of this contest, I think I said it to you wrong, and I want to make sure I'm clear. I clear this up. You do not have to appear on camera. Your video does not have to appear on camera. I went back and I listened to it, and I said video recorder. You can do it through your video recorder if you choose. You can also do it through your voice recorder and just record the message, or you can record a message in Messenger or however you want to do it. You record that right there. You record, he's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. Listen, you say that into whatever recorder device you have, and you get it to me however you can get it to me. You can email it to me, you can Facebook Messenger it to me, or you can text it to me. However you want to do it, and you email it, and you say it as drama-filled, with contempt. You say it like you hate me. You say it, maybe you do hate me, and you say it just like a normal day. You say it like you're James King. You say it like you're Randy Howard. You say it like you're John Sproles. You say it like Dan Ridenhour. He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously. Men, women, children, everybody of all shapes and sizes. You have until Thursday. Record that. Get that to me. We are then going to play each one of the recordings live on Thursday for the audience to pick and choose. And we'll all pick together and pick the top 5 or 6. And then those 5 or 6 people are going to be tasked with a very special task. We are going to give you guys, the top 5 or 6 or 7 of you, we're going to give you another phrase to say. Not that phrase, but another phrase to say. And you will then record that phrase and you will give it back to me. And then we're going to do something very special with all of those phrases. And this is your opportunity to be part of the club, to be part of the team here. You want to be part of Team Nobody. This is your chance to be part of Team Nobody here. Nobody, okay? You want to be a part of this cute little guy up here. This is Mr. KB. He takes after me. This is Mr. Nobody up here. This little cute furry little owl guy. That's neat. Okay. And you are going to do this. And if you're so inclined to do this, send all this back to us, because this could have a chance of being really, really, really cool. You'll be a part of history, like Stumblefoot said. Absolutely, you'll be a part of history. So be sure to get that into me. It's going to be, it sounds like Sproles said that. I forget. I'll tell you, and not speaking bad or ill, because we made up towards the end, but the departed Mary Stilts stated that comment there. I think that was a Mary Stilts comment. And so we have a couple of more comments that you people are going to just absolutely love. This was a Mary Stilts comment long ago, and we're going to do, this is like a little competition that we're going to do. I've got about 7 different nasty things or good things, kind of questionable things that people have said, and we're going to do a little something different that we haven't really told everybody, but it's a little contest that we're going to do. And so if anybody's into taking part in it, anybody can take part in it, and record this, send it to me, and you could absolutely win a chance to be part of history here at the okay. Yeah. All you got to do, send it to me by text, send it to me by messenger, or email it to me, and we'll then play it Thursday. You got to have it in by showtime Thursday, and all you got to do is record that piece, and you got to record it like you're pissed off, like you hate me, and really get into it. And the 5 best, or 6, 7 best, however many it is, we'll do something big. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a weird show. We will be back to normal tomorrow. I'm going to get some rest here, thank God, and we'll get done with the moving and get things back to normal here right directly. So you guys have a good one. Have a great rest of your evening. Thoughts and prayers go out to Nick Gully and his family, and God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a good Tuesday. And we will see you back here tomorrow night, like normal. God willing. Good night. Goodbye.